And I will be downloading Solstice for you. Solstice is an AI-powered solar planning app that helps you determine what location is best for building a solar panel based on energy, data, and cost savings. So we have three main features of this app. The first is a location analyzer. In this location analyzer, you are able to either input a location, so let's just say Atlanta, um, and then this will generate data from the U.S. Department of Energy API, and it will give you some estimated savings, the annual output for that area, and then how long it will take to pay back building a solar panel. And then there's also month by month data, so you can see like in the winter the energy output is less, and then in the summer it's higher because there's obviously more sun. But you could also just pick anywhere on the map if you want to scroll. So we could just pick somewhere in the desert over here. And as you can see, the payback period will go down once this loads as there is more sunlight in the desert, as also shown by these graphs. The next version of our app is a heat map. So the way this heat map works is you could either generate a heat map for any location. So let's just say Denver. Or we have this pre-built Atlanta heat map that is a lot bigger than the generated heat maps. It has 225 grid points as opposed to the generated heat maps only have 49 grid points. So the way this works is it just calls that energy API we used earlier for 4 by 4 kilometer grids around the location you pick, and then it just um, saves that data into each of the grids so we could compare and see that which grid is better based on the heat map. So a green color means that the energy output is higher, and a red means the energy output is lower. And then you can also click on two different cells, and then you could see a comparison between them and which cell is better or worse based on the statistics. So yeah, this one will take a second, but it is going to eventually generate a heat map that is similar to the Atlanta one, but smaller. And you can also click on the two different cells and compare the output. And then for Atlanta, we also have more insight since we already have this data. So we can see like three of the best locations, three of the worst locations for solar panels, some average statistics, some quick stats, and then some fun facts about the data set. And then also at the bottom here, there's some explanation on the different statistics that we show in case you are unfamiliar with them. And then the last thing we have is a chatbot. So with the chatbot, you could either ask generic questions like this, like what factors affect solar panel efficiency, or we could use that API earlier and actually feed Gemini specific data about specific cities or locations so it can make more optimal responses. So for here, this kind of just answers your question with a report, but it doesn't really have any specific data. So if we want specific data, we could enter cities like Cleveland, Atlanta, and Las Vegas, and then ask which city is best for solar panels. And then from this, Gemini is not only fed your prompt, but also the data from Atlanta, Cleveland, and Las Vegas, and it will be able to make a better decisions. So as you can see here, there's data from Atlanta, Cleveland, Las Vegas. We feed that data to the Gemini API, and then we are able to analyze which city is best and why. So we can see that Las Vegas, the stats are better. So then Gemini will make a recommendation as saying Las Vegas is better. And then what are the factors with this? And this makes sense because obviously Las Vegas is in a more desert type climate rather than Atlanta or Cleveland. And then lastly, we have an about page that just gives more information about solar panels. How are they built, and what are some of the benefits of solar panels? So like renewable energy, saving you on electricity costs, they're economy friendly, and they can increase the value of your properties. All reasons why this app can be very valuable for the everyday person, and it can help you determine where you want to actually build solar panels. Thank you for listening to our